Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Prez, what up? So, real quick, I'm about to get Prez in here. I wanted to do a little quick boys club today. I don't know if y'all been following me on Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter, then you know, or you follow me on Instagram, then you know I've been livid all day about this whole Deshaun Watson thing. So let me get Prez in here real quick. But I'm about to get on this whole Deshaun Watson situation and what's going on. Obviously, if you're a sports fan, Sean,
Yo, what up, kid?
what up?
Okay, Rich, you've been hot all day.
Yo, I feel like we was just here yesterday, but you're right. Yo, just so y'all know, I hit this nigga Prez this morning, like 7:30 this morning, like 8 o'clock this morning, watching these damn morning talk shows. Annoyed. I've been tight, yo. I've been tight all day. For real, I've been tight. But, you know, let's get into it, bro. Let's get into it.
Before we get into it, it's what time is it? It's 5 p.m. It's 5 minutes to 5 East Coast time. I know you guys who follow us, Rich, Dollaz, Sean, Prez. We are the boys club. Typically we're on 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Wednesday nights, but every now and then, you know, we like to do these little pop-ups when things come up that we just can't hold in. So my man Rich Dollaz, like he said, he been hot all day, and you know, we just figured why not? Like let's go in and let's have this conversation because it's something relevant to the culture and something right in line with things that we talk about on a weekly basis. So please tag your friends, let them know we are on live. I know people are so used to us on Wednesday nights, but let them know, yo, if you got time, jump on this live right now. But Richie D, let's get into it.
So the background, obviously, I'm sure that if you guys don't know, Deshaun Watson's the quarterback, used to be the quarterback for the Houston Texans. He was playing in Houston, and he was accused of sexual misconduct with 24 different women. Actually more than that, but 24 civil suits were lodged against him. 2 grand juries in Texas have decided not to indict, which means that there wasn't enough information for this to become a criminal matter. So now it's just a civil matter, right? So with that being said, the NFL has now stepped in. Yesterday, Deshaun Watson was, well, let's just go back about 2 weeks ago. The judge that they have doing it for the NFL had given him 6 games. 6 games, no fine. The NFL, women all up in arms. Shit got crazy. The NFL lodged appeal. And today, well, a couple of days ago, the appeal came down. Deshaun Watson final punishment was 11 games and $5 million is what the fine was. And that's what was going on today. So now everybody's reacting to that. 11 games, $5 million, and everybody's reacting to that. I have my own opinion on that. And that's what me and Sean are going to get into now. So.
Okay, Rich, you know, like I know, I'm not a football guy. I'm damn near not even a sports guy at this point in my life. I've been following this for some time now because of you. You brought it to the boys club when all of this first started breaking out. And I guess I got to ask you, why this is not new. This has been going on. You just laid the facts out for us 100%. But why are you so hot with the fact that, I mean, again, I'm not as close to it because I'm not a Deshaun Watson fan. I'm not even a football fan. But didn't we know, you know, at some point the NFL was going to penalize him, or is that out the blue?
No, the NFL. So the NFL has the head of the NFL's name is Roger Goodell. Mm-hmm. He initially had the the power to do all of this. Still, actually still does. But the CBA, which is the collective bargaining agreement, was initiated by him because he did not want to be the judge, jury, prosecutor, judge, jury, whatever it's called, right? So he hired this woman who was an ex-federal judge to now be the person that levies the punishments on these players because he no longer wanted to be responsible for that. So he hired a woman. The woman who they hired gave him 6 games. First ruling she's ever made. She gave him 6 games. No fine, 6 games. The NFL came back and said, this was not enough. So now they appealed the judge's punishment, and they came to an agreement between Deshaun Watson, the NFLPA, Players Association, and the NFL itself came to an agreement that they would do 11 games. The NFL wanted 17, which is the whole season. They came back with an agreement, 11 games, $5 million, and he has to attend the classes that talk about the sexual misconduct. I see a lot of people saying that wasn't enough. Please hit the plus button at the bottom. Let's have a discussion. Hit the plus button inside of the video camera, and let's have a discussion. I'm seeing a lot of girls say slap on the wrist. I'm seeing a lot of girls say all these different things in the comments. Please hit the plus button because I'm finna give you something that we finna argue about. Because I see what y'all are saying, and I'm gonna let you know now, I don't agree. I don't agree.
Okay, if you're trying to get into this conversation, hit the plus button. That's the request button. It lets us know that you want to get in this conversation, voice your opinion. If you think that that's a slap on the wrist, if you think that he deserves more than 11 game suspension, $5 million fine, he deserves jail time, whatever it might be, he is taking advantage of women. This is the time to let your voice be heard. So go ahead, Rich.
So
why are you so hot about this? Like, what is your? Are you coming at this from a man standpoint? Are you coming at this from a football fan or a sports fan standpoint? Like why are you so hot?
I'm coming at this from a black man standpoint. I'm coming at this from obviously you can't put this, like under normal circumstances on the boys club, we like to reverse situations. Women pose the questions and then we like to give them the men's perspective. But normally the men's perspective is the same as the woman's perspective, right? If you're insecure, you're gonna have issues. If you don't trust somebody, you're gonna have issues. All of that kind of stuff goes on. You can always usually flip-flop. If a woman cheats, then this is what happens. If a man cheats, probably the same thing is gonna happen, right? You can't put a woman in this position because the woman is never going to be considered the aggressor. The woman's never going to be considered the big bad person. The woman's never going to be considered that under normal circumstances in this type of thing. So the women cannot, I'm coming at this from a perspective of a black man, I'm not angry. I don't give a shit. Let's just be clear. I don't know Deshaun Watson. I don't give a shit about Deshaun Watson. But under the circumstances, I'm going to say it. This nigga's getting a raw deal. He's getting a raw deal. He's getting a raw deal, right? People are going to say, well, what if that was your mom's? Or what if that was your sister? The facts of the situation are this. If my mother came home and said this, my sister came home and said this, then I would obviously take what they're saying with every bit of anger, fortitude in my heart, and I would want to go handle this on my own. But the fact of the matter is, this isn't personal for me. So I'm not acting on personal. I'm not acting on emotions. I'm acting real. This is a real situation, and I'm giving you the real without nothing.
I don't know Deshaun Watson. Never met him before in my life. This nigga make $230 million, and I don't even like the nigga because he make $230 million. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and throw this man under the bus and allow these people and these women that have been talking about this shit all day to do this man like where they've been doing this man. Let's be clear. 24 women came out and said that this man did something. I would venture to say, with that amount of people, this man did something. But when 2 grand juries in Texas, so let's just be clear about this. A black man goes to 2 grand juries in small town Texas, and they elect not to prosecute. Not enough information. Let's also put in the equation that he did not play last year because he did not want to be in Texas anymore. So there was no love for him. He ain't the great quarterback that everybody loves. Niggas would have loved to throw him under the bus. He did not want to play for the Texans anymore, sat out a whole year trying to leave Texas. These indictments came up, and they still chose not to prosecute him. They still chose not to prosecute him, and they have every right to be angry, hate him, prosecute him, throw him in jail, try to fuck off his career, yet they still chose not to prosecute him with information that they had before them. So now, it's no longer criminal. If it's no longer criminal, now we're starting to move. The next step is the NFL steps in, and they levy their punishment, and it's 6 games, and everybody loses their minds. Oh my God, Deshaun Watson got 24. He just did 23. He canceled out the 23 civil suits. He paid those women, and blah 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 blah. And he must be guilty. He did something. How many times has a black man sat before any judge, the DA comes to you and says, you're looking at 25. But you know what? You say you're innocent, we're going to give you 3. Sit down for 3. You come home in $1.50. But if you go to court, I'm putting that whole 25 on the table. Whether you are guilty or innocent, you are fin to take that 3 and you're going to say, I'm coming home in 1.5 years. How many, not saying, let's be clear, I'm not saying he didn't do anything. I honestly believe he did something. But you can't convict somebody in the court of public opinion if in fact you don't have the facts. If you don't have the facts, you cannot convict this man. You cannot take this man's career from him. You cannot take this man's salary. You cannot take this man's livelihood because you are going to say that 24 women said that he pulled his dick out. Did he? Maybe. Probably. I can't tell you. I wasn't in the room. Nobody else was in the room, and you can't do that to people. You can't tell me that just because this man said, I'm going to take the plea, which in essence is what it was, the plea, the football plea. Here's a football plea. You take your 11 games and you sit down. Hold on a second. Black people, black men do that all the time. There's black men that's innocent sitting in jail, penitentiary, county, federal jail right now that are innocent, but didn't want to take the chance of getting 25. So I'm going to sit down with the 3. I'm going to come home in 1.5 years. Just because you settle a situation does not mean you free. Does not mean that you are guilty. Doesn't. But it doesn't mean that you're guilty. Settling a court case is very simply this. I'm Deshaun Watson. This shit has been going on for over a year. I need to put this shit behind me. I need to move on. If I could pay you, and I don't know what he's paid them, but if I could pay you $100,000 a piece, which amounts to $2.4, $2.5 million, and I get fined $5 million by the NFL to move on with my life and go make $230 for this, nigga, it's a simple game of mathematics. It's a simple game of mathematics. I don't give a shit what anybody in this live says. If you wasn't guilty or you wasn't on the line for nothing, and somebody said, give me $2.5 million today, and next month you could go make 223. You're not gonna go to the bank and get a loan? And I'm not talking about you. I'm not even talking about no convictions and no settlements. I'm talking about nothing. I'm talking about a regular person right now. And somebody said, if you give me $7.5 million today, I'll give you $230 million tomorrow. What you gonna do? You're gonna go find $7.5 million by hook or crook. You're gonna go find you're gonna ride in the streets, you're gonna be at gas stations, you're gonna be at banks, you're gonna be at Wendy's with your fucking gun on your hip, and you're gonna try to come up with $7.5 million if a nigga told you he about to give you 230 if you could come up with the 7.5. So why is everybody acting like this man's not entitled to move on with his life? At this point, it's a simple equation of mathematics. The more I fight this, the longer it takes, the more I'm off the football field. And the judge could at some point say, you're guilty. You're guilty. And I don't get nothing. He's guilty of putting himself in position. So please, don't nobody here act like I'm saying exonerate him. He's Colin Kaepernick and he's being, no. This nigga put himself in a horrible position. He made very stupid moves. And in the bigger scheme of life, do I think that Deshaun Watson pulled his dick out on some of these girls? Absolutely. But at the same time, there is no evidence. It's he said, she said, times 24 times. Okay, moving on to that part, Sean. He said, she said 24 times under normal circumstances, you'd be like, man, fuck him. Just in the last year, we have had a girl say Chris Brown raped her. Chris Brown goes to his fucking phone from 5 years ago and finds some random ass text messages from this same girl, who is now talking about how much she loved Chris Brown the night after the alleged situation. That case gets thrown out of court. We have had even Trey Songz. You can say what you want to say about Trey. The recent information from a girl is that the lawyer for this other set of people came to her and offered her money to say that Trey Songz did what he did to her. Understand where I'm going with this? Did what he did to her. Michael Avenatti, the lawyer for Stormy Daniels, who was going after Trump, that nigga is in jail right now for fucking extortion and lying and all of that. So you're going to tell me that the other people in this case are so vainglorious because you got Esquire behind your name and you're a woman, but we have just given you examples of women who lie. We have just given you examples of lawyers who are crooked as fuck. I can't remember them two lawyers' names. We were talking about them earlier.
Gloria Allred, and
Bloom.
Huh?
Bloom. Lisa Bloom?
Nah, it's Wessler, something like that.
Okay. Well, those two lawyers that are out here suing everybody every 10 minutes, the reality TV lawyers, the socialite lawyers, that all they do is run around out here and try to get money for people. No merits, no nothing. Not saying all their cases don't have merits, but if you take a case and that doesn't have merits and you're a lawyer, you're a fucked up lawyer because you took a case that didn't have merits. So I don't care if 50 have merits. If 3 don't, you're a piece of shit and you're not to be trusted. No, whatchamacallit, you are not convicting this man in a court of law because those people said that there was not enough. The judge, the federal judge who the NFL put in charge of this situation, is doing the same thing. I can't convict this man because there's not enough information. Please, women, men, children, transsexuals, gays, everybody who's listening to me right now, understand that I'm not saying Deshaun Watson is guilty. I'm not saying Deshaun Watson is innocent. I'm saying that just because you are not right doesn't mean you don't have rights. You have rights even if you're wrong. And we're going to exercise these rights. So please, let's understand what I'm saying. Everybody getting all angry or whatever the case may be, and I challenge you. I want you. If you don't agree with me, please hit the button. Let's discuss it. Because if you can make me understand how everybody's up in arms, and I'm looking at black women on TV, and I'm looking at the people, and they're like, oh my God, the NFL and Deshaun Watson should be suspended, or he should be terminated forever from football, and he should lose all his money. And he's the quarterback, so he's allowed to do things that other people aren't allowed to do. Well, fucking welcome to America. Welcome to America. White people been doing shit that they ain't have no business doing since time. People with money been doing shit that they ain't got no business doing since time. So don't just act like it's just Deshaun Watson, just today. Everybody's up in arms. Y'all are crazy. And I'm listening to black women and they're like, oh my God. Yo, listen, me and Sean say this all the time. Me Too movement started off as something that was so necessary. But in time, people take advantage. And there were women who took advantage of the Me Too movement, and there are men and women who lost their jobs behind vindictive, money chase, all of those different things. Just because somebody wants to put something behind them, and just because someone has a fear of a bigger punishment, doesn't mean that they're necessarily guilty of this. That's the system. That's the system. The system is a gamble. There have been niggas that sat at the courtroom table and was like, there's no way I'm losing this. And that judge come back and say, guilty as charged. Go sit down for 25. And all the nigga could do is drop to his knees and cry. Because he's like, yo, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. That's the gamble. That's the gamble. So for Deshaun Watson to be thrown under the bus that he's been thrown under, I repeat, I'm not saying that that man is innocent. I'm saying that that man has rights. And under the circumstances, I don't care if 50 women come forward, 100 women come forward. As long as we have documented evidence that women have lied, and we have documented evidence that men have lied, there needs to be a medium. We need to find ourselves somewhere in the middle and decide, because I'm listening to these people on TV and they're crucifying this man and they're saying that this man is guilty, and I don't agree with that. Women have lied. And when you lie, you take away the credence of your words. If a man lies, he takes away the credence. So I can understand why a woman would be like, that nigga lying, he guilty. But I can also understand why a man would say, that nigga innocent, she lying. Because ain't nobody 100% in this world. We can talk about PPP loans given out for the betterment of people. And now this nigga Biden is talking about creating a whole department for all you fucking PPP loan thieves. So that exists. Women, child support. Men are lied on. Men have been deadbeats. And then women have come back and said, that man got $100 million and he only giving me $5 a month. I need more. There's always, once this shit gets public and once this shit hits the biggest thing, there's always multiple things. People don't always use their power for good. There's a bunch of motherfuckers that never use baby powder and are part of a class action suit against Johnson & Johnson, ain't never had no ovary problems, ain't never been to the doctor for no fucking ovary problems, but they standing in line to collect that fucking check. There's no people that out here working full-time doing what they doing, but they still getting EBT. They still getting money put on their credit card every month, and they still buying groceries and Similac for free and getting checks. Niggas was so mad when the world opened back up because they was getting them fucking checks every month, knowing that you ain't deserved it. So my point is, don't act like this is so one-sided. There was a time, Sean, when I would say the black woman was the most abused and disrespected person on the world. They were disrespected by black men, which is the worst part of it, because not to say that you should expect it, but it's a little bit different when a white man or white woman disrespects a black person. So be it. Okay? You can, like, but when we're doing it to ourselves, it hits a little hard. Black men were disrespecting black women. I'm starting to think the way the society has evolved and the way social media makes everybody to be this big bad animal, black men are catching black women in terms of being disrespected, unappreciated, villainized, and all of that. Because now we're starting to see what happens with black women. So it's a conscious effort to make it better. I'm sorry, queen, 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 queen. But just because we want to now start showing the respect to the black woman doesn't mean that you have to disrespect the black man. You don't disrespect the black man. It's almost like when a motherfucker say, to give me a compliment, I got to put you down. You don't got to put me down to feel good about yourself. You feel good about yourself on your own merits. You feel good about yourself because you feel good about yourself. You don't need to give me the underhanded compliment that makes you feel good about you. And I feel like that's what we are moving towards in this day and age. Because the black woman has been so underappreciated and victimized and treated the way she's been treated for so long, that now she's starting to get her just dues. Now she's starting to get her props, right? But just because we're giving you props don't mean that you got to victimize that motherfucker over there, right? You don't have to victimize that guy just to say, because quite frankly, we can victimize Deshaun Watson if you want to, and I'm sure that my diatribe ain't gonna make nobody feel any differently about him. This is my opinion, and this is how I feel. But it probably isn't going to change how you feel, because your feelings are rooted in your emotion. But at the same time, understand this. Evidence is important. A man standing on his fucking soapbox and saying he's innocent against everybody wants him to admit to some shit, and he still don't want to admit to some shit, there's something to be said about fortitude. There's something to be said about, hey, NFL, I know y'all would like to act for me to take the fall for this. I know that y'all would like for me to say that I'm guilty. I know that y'all would like to throw me under the bus. I'm not going to do it. And you get mad at that man because he don't want to apologize for some shit that he said he ain't do from the beginning? That's the man who's sitting in court and is saying, Your Honor, I'm going to take my punishment, but I'm not going to admit that I did that. You know why in court of law they make you, under almost probably 7 out of 10 times, any plea comes with you acknowledging your guilt? You know why? Because they don't want you to come back later. They don't want you to stand on your soapbox. They don't want you to make the point that I'm not guilty and I'm going to jail for some fucking wrongfully convicted shit. So they make you admit guilt. And then they say, did anybody make you say this? And you lie and you say no. But really, part of your plea was admitting the guilt. Deshaun Watson is not admitting guilt. He's standing on his soapbox and he's saying he's still innocent. And quite frankly, just because he paid some women to make it go away, that's been happening forever. Because he wants to move on, and the ramifications of not moving on could keep that man from making $230 million versus a $5 million fine. Now, what idiot in their right mind is not going to give away $5 million to take 22, 25 to the crib? And if any nigga on here say that they wouldn't do that, you're a fucking liar. Because anybody would. Everybody would. And it would be stupid not to. That doesn't mean he has to make himself a deviant, a sexual deviant, when you can't prove that he is. Everybody can say what they want to say. If you don't have proof, you cannot convict. If you don't have proof, you cannot convict. You can give a punishment. You can come to a medium. You can do all these things. You can get a settlement, but you can't convict. You can convict them in your mind, but when you go on TV and you start smearing this man's name with no proof that any of these things happen except for some women, and I believe the women, so let's be clear, I believe that there was smoke, there's fire, but at the same time, and somebody saying settlement is proof enough. You didn't hear what I just said. Settlement isn't proof enough. How come when a white man give a settlement or a white lady give a settlement, they move on with their lives because they're looking at the bigger picture, which is tomorrow? That settlement is $5 million or $100,000 a girl. So even if it was, fuck it, $1 million a girl, 24 girls, $24 million, 5 from the NFL, $29 million, and you're bringing home 230, I still sign up for that. I still sign up for that. I still sign up for 201 to the good. And them girls ain't getting $1 million, trust and believe. Now, how about this part of it? If you're so adamant about making yourself tell the truth, and you're so adamant about the settlement, why take it? I don't want your money, nigga. You're going to burn for what you did to me. I don't want your $1 million.
Hold on. Speak on that part, because that part, that is so real where you're about to go. And I want you to go into detail on what you mean by that.
If you don't want, okay, so if you're in court of law, because we're going with this, in court, 24 women, 23 of which took the money. 23 of them took the money. Why would you take the money? If somebody did something to you and you were adamant about them paying for what they did to you, what are you going to do? You're going to say, I don't want your money. You're going to burn in hell. I'm going to ride this out. This lawyer, fuck him and his trying to get paid too. No, no, no. I'm not taking any money. We're going to go to the fucking top of the NFL, nigga, and you will never play another game in your life. And that's what's going to make me feel better about what you did, because this is a fucking punishment and it's not monetary. Then women took that money. So don't tell me in the big scheme of things that the same person who gave the money should be held differently accountable than the same person who took the money. So when you take money, you are essentially saying that if this goes all the way to the top, he could be innocent. In which case I get nothing, he gets exonerated, and we look like some fucking birds that was out here trying to extort this man. Or I could take this bag real quick, and that is what's going to make me feel better about this situation, is the fact that I just stuck this dude for 150, 200 grand, whatever they gave, whatever he gave out, which I heard it was $1. I heard it was 100. This man is worth $300 million. This man just got a $240 million guaranteed contract. You think he fucked about $100,000? That's a chain. So that's a car. That's not even a car. And y'all are acting like this man is guilty because he gave a settlement. But yet you're not acting like the women are lying because they took the settlement. Because the reality is, you could have took it all the way to the top and got this man banned from football for life, if in fact y'all went to the Supreme Court with this shit. Did Deshaun Watson put himself in some compromising positions? Absolutely. Did Deshaun pull his dick out on some of these girls? I would venture to say yes. Where there's smoke, there's fire. But you know what? If a motherfucker rob a bank right now, and all you can do is spend money, and that money ain't got no little numbers on it, they ain't got no pictures of you, you got a good alibi, man, spend that motherfucking money freely. Because you know what? They can't prove that you stole that money. And all I'm saying is that if Deshaun Watson is spending his money and living his life, you have to understand that. Don't come on TV and trash this man over your opinion, because now you're going against the facts. Niggas like RG3 out here sending dick pics to women on his wedding day is crucifying Deshaun Watson. Nigga, what? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. On your, hear me. On your wedding day, you're about to walk down the aisle and you sending the bitch from Hooters dick pics. But you're going to sit on TV and talk about how Deshaun Watson is a creep and how he shouldn't be playing and how you rob for women and you do this and that. Nigga, you a whole divorced man because you send out dick pics on your wedding day. Make it make sense. Don't ever throw, this is the social media age. Don't ever throw stones if you live in a glass house. Shut the fuck up. I'm going to sit this one out, y'all. This segment, I'm going to sit it out. Come on, Sean. Come on.
Yo, but let me ask you, Rich, no matter how this play out, you know, Deshaun Watson, he going to sit out 11 games.
Mm-hmm.
He been fined $5 million. For all eternity, he walking around, he already lost. Like, he already lost. He's gonna have the question mark. He's gonna have the stigma. He's gonna have people thinking when he walks in the room, he is a sexual deviant. So for him, whether he took the plea, didn't take the plea, I mean, and you made some great arguments. Everything you said was so dead on. You need to damn near go to law school, because you definitely laid out some great arguments. But I think what people don't realize, and I'm speaking about women who take these opportunities as a money grab. Mm-hmm. Whether the person is found innocent, guilty, whether you get a few dollars off it, you don't, you're ruining somebody's life. Like this man there's going to be maybe a woman he loves that I can't get with you because I've read all about you.
Correct.
Maybe a woman want to get with him, but her family's going to be like, yo, that guy's a rapist. Because we live in a world where people don't even care about facts. They care about headlines.
Correct.
People don't research. I mean, you have people right now, Rich, who are still saying the 2020 election was rigged. Still, to this second, still saying Donald Trump was robbed. They don't care about facts. They don't even care what makes sense. They don't care about logic. They don't care that this thing has been through so many courts and found that there was no election tampering. Well, the headlines say, and Donald Trump says, so I'm just saying to say, I feel bad whenever I see cases like this. Chris Brown, to the day he dies, I don't care if he becomes Mother Teresa. He's always going to have a stain. There's always going to be something, a question mark, an asterisk next to his name. Trey Songz, you brought him up early in the conversation. I don't know if the man's guilty or innocent, but even me, I look at Trey Songz and I'm like, is this dude a sexual deviant? So it's so awful when you see people jumping on the bandwagon because they see an opportunity to make easy money. And I know you passionate about this subject, and you laid out some great points, but be it as it may, Rich, this guy can come back and turn into the next Tom Brady. He can win 6 Super Bowls. He can be on the Wheaties box. He can run through the airport like the old O.J. Simpson commercials for Hertz. He can do whatever. He's still going to be looked at as a dude who was pulling his private parts out, who beat the system. He disrespected black women. He this, that, and the third. And it's almost like, yo, I hope you are guilty in some way and just got away with it. Because the stigma that you have to live with, you might as well have did it. Just because you didn't get locked, and you laid out some great points. I mean, Texas ain't necessarily friendly to black men.
At all.
2 grand juries found that it was not enough evidence from 24 different people to even indict him. Even say, yo, there's enough evidence. We're going to move this along and let him have his day in court. Then I got to believe that some of them women are not telling the truth. Because you can literally be indicted on hearsay. You can be indicted on freaking hearsay. So when I hear this, again, I'm not a football fan. I don't know this man from a can of paint, and I probably wouldn't be as close to it if you and I didn't have these discussions. But truth of the matter is, I feel sorry. I feel sorry for the women if he truly did do it and get away with it and got away with it. And I feel sorry for him and so many brothers like him, because even maybe he can look at this as a win, but he really lost, because all you got in this world is your name and your reputation. That's all you got, and his name is mud. Like his name is stained, and I don't even know if the man got children. I don't know if his mother's still walking the earth. I don't know if he got sisters. I just feel bad, and it hurts my heart every time I see, one of these cases come up. And then out of the blue, there are 50 different women from 25 years ago who now found the courage the courage to come forth. So that's just my thoughts on it.
No, yo, Sean, you 100% right. What I will say is that if you put yourself in a position, we've had this conversation before. I'm on Love and Hip Hop. You know me. These people don't know me. Well, the people that I know me, but these people in general don't know me. People who don't know you don't know you. But I can't get mad at them for judging me off of what they see on television. Right? Because I put myself in that position. For me, it's a living. I mean, not saying that everything is what it is. I'm not saying that everything isn't what it is. I'm not saying anything at all. I'm just saying that you don't know me. But I can't get mad at you for judging me based on what you think you see every week, or what I depict every week, or what you feel like I depict every week. I can't get mad at that. We had this conversation a few weeks ago. People don't know about Bad Boy Records. They know you Bad Boy Records because that's your legacy. My legacy is the nigga from Love and Hip Hop. If you went to ask anybody about Sherry, Jock, Danny, B5, any of them people, those people right there would be like, yo, that nigga is a monster musically. But these people today, I can't get mad when the kid walk up to me and say, yo, oh, what's up, Richie Dollaz? That's the nigga. Hey, oh, you don't know who that is? That's the nigga from Love and Hip Hop. How am I mad at that? So my point to that is to say, Deshaun Watson, you put yourself in this position to be the nigga that was pulling this joint out on masseuses. You put yourself in that position. But I'm not gonna, and I could have my own opinion of whether you're guilty or not. But what I cannot do is take away your livelihood. What I cannot do is act like women don't lie. Like women are not 100%. And I know that y'all probably are like, yo, it's not popular to say that. But when I can give you instances in the last month, multiple instances in the last month about women lying, then we have to lend credence to the fact that women lie.
I mean, here's the deal, Rich. It's not women lie, people lie. Women are people.
Right.
They're just people. And people are opportunists. Whether it is a PPP loan, whether it is taking advantage of unemployment, whatever it might be, people are opportunists and people lie. So, you know, I almost don't even want to make this into a woman thing versus a man. I mean,
it's not a woman versus a man thing. You're absolutely right. It's a people thing. But in this specific situation, we're talking about women, 24 of them. And all I'm saying is that if 24 motherfuckers is out here saying you did something, you might have did something to 14 of them.
Hey, Rich, not to cut you off, but check to see if anybody's trying to jump in the conversation. If anybody's trying to jump in the conversation, please hit that request button down low.
Not one single person.
Okay.
So that's fine. All I'm saying is that this is what it is. And that's my opinion. And I just wanted to come on and vent because I felt like it was necessary to have this conversation, especially with everything going on today. And I'm not saying all those women are lying. I'm saying that some of them women are absolutely telling the truth, which is the preface for this whole conversation. The preface is, that nigga did something. Hey, motherfuckers ain't just create this out the clear blue sky. He did something. We don't know exactly what he did because we weren't in the room. We weren't in the room. So with that being said, how do you crucify or throw somebody under the bus 100%? Yo, what's up, brother?
What's up, good? What's good, Rich?
Ain't nothing.
Respect. Yo, I'm not sure I caught on late what y'all was talking about, but that's what the world don't agree that women lie. Women lie about a lot of stuff, and that's one thing that always gets me mad. And people think they don't mess up things. I'm not saying all women, but they do lie, man. I mean, you know, and women hound me down about that. I didn't say men do wrong, but they do lie, but they get away with it because it seems like to me the system loves them. You know what I mean?
you have it in your mind of what you want the outcome to be. And as long, and this is the same thing Sean is saying. This is the same thing that we said with the whole Donald Trump thing. You have in your mind what you want the outcome to be. And regardless of the facts that surround that outcome, you can, at this point in 2022, you can say that that's not the outcome that I want. Donald Trump got beat in that election, and I don't want to believe it. There's enough people that agree with him that I don't have to believe it. There used to be a time where you had to say the right thing. You had to do the right thing by
My brother, your background is so windy, we can't hear.
Oh, I'll fix it. I had my fan on. My bad, bro.
Yeah, we can't hear what Rich is saying.
My
Okay,
fault,
much better.
Sorry about that.
Yep.
So people lie. All people lie. Men lie, women lie. Deshaun Watson could very well be lying and saying that he didn't do any of this, and he could have done all of that. And the women could be telling 100% truth. But all I'm saying is that you can't convict people on what you think. You have to convict people on the facts. And the fact is that there is no grand jury that convicted this man or even chose to prosecute this man. And you cannot take away a nigga's fucking career and livelihood because of your emotion and how you feel about that.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I don't believe I don't believe everything. I'm not saying he didn't do some things. I don't believe, all this stuff, about what happened with Bill Cosby, because one of the girls, if you remember in the case, lied to the judge and said that she didn't get paid by A&E, and it came out, and the bull report up in the case says she did get paid by A&E, and that wasn't the strength. He said she didn't get paid to do the interview. She did get paid. And Deshaun Watson shouldn't be. I was mad to see they trying to get him for the whole year. The whole year for what? It was supposed to be 6 games.
Supposed to be 6.
But what gets me mad from an African American standpoint, Ben Roethlisberger. Although he wasn't convicted, he didn't get 6 games. He didn't never get suspended. But he was a Super Bowl winning coach. But I love everybody. Don't get me wrong. But there's the old saying called "When you're white, you're right." I do believe this has been Roethlisberger. This wouldn't be an issue. He would be 6 games and we'd be moving on. But it always seems different.
And Ben Roethlisberger, actually, that woman said he raped her. That was a little bit deeper.
People didn't believe it because he did it in Van Holyfield. They said Mike Tyson did it, but the girl said he raped her. She was sore, but the next day she was able to do modeling. Come on, man. It raises a valid point.
It's yo. All right, yo, I appreciate you calling, bro.
All right, man.
So that's all I'm saying, Sean. That's all I'm saying is that at the end of the day, we don't know who's guilty and who's innocent. All we can do is go based on the facts, and you can't take a man's life and livelihood away. Now, like you said, Deshaun Watson is tainted forever. He probably ain't going to the Hall of Fame. He's a top 4 quarterback right now. He's probably a top 4 quarterback in the NFL. Top 4. That includes Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Josh Herbert, whoever you like. He's up there. But right now, his whole shit is a wrap. You know what I mean? He's missing 11 games. He's stained, and no matter what, it's always going to come back to that. So I don't know if people agree with me, don't agree with me. It don't even make me know. Never mind. But all I'm saying is that at the end of the day, you have to have some kind of opinion about stuff like that, especially when you. Joe, what up, brother?
What's up, fellas? How are you today?
Good.
Rich, I'm always talking to you on Twitter, man. I'm your Yankee dude on Twitter.
Yes, sir.
Yo, so here's the thing that bugs me about this whole Deshaun Watson case, right? I'm a barber in a small town. If there's a client that goes around each barber shop that always complains, trying to get a free cut or doing something, we all know about it. We all talk about it. How many masseuses are in Houston that this dude went to one of them 4 times, got all this weird stuff done, but they didn't know about it? They didn't talk amongst themselves about, hey, when you go massage him, it's different, it's weird. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that don't make no sense to me.
It's a small. Listen, I agree.
And like, so we had an argument in the barbershop about this, right? So my thing is this, like, we use Michael Jackson. To me, Michael Jackson ain't do it. Because I'm a father, okay? I'm a father. if my child comes home telling me Michael Jackson played with him, Michael Jackson he murdered. I'm done. I'm cool with going to prison for that. There's no amount of money in the world I'm taking for that. Especially if you like, for me, it's like if you so high on your moral ground and you feel so victimized, distraught, upset, hurt, there's no amount of money that's going to fix that other than justice. You know what I'm saying? So like, from the story that I heard, and it may be false or true, he basically got in there, pulled his thighs back, like rub my gooch, is what I heard. Whether that's true or not, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if I'm a masseuse and somebody does saying I'm cool, I'm out of here. You're not gonna continue with the massage and go back 3 or 4 times more.
I got one for you, Sean. I got one for you. How about this? You could walk down the street. You could walk down the street and argue with somebody at a green light and be all over social media. And you mean to tell me that they ain't got no videos? These girls ain't got nothing of Deshaun Watson pulling out his joint, acting crazy, saying none of these girls even came and said that he did that? Where
And not
are
only
those videos?
And not only that,
huh?
And not only that, like, you bringing these people to the facility because this happened on team property. So nobody in the building knew about this. Nobody. All of a sudden, one day, one girl was like, "Hey, I'm a snitch on him," and then everybody was like, "Oh shit, me too." And I'm not condoning what he did. Don't get me wrong. Like, I get massages all the time because I'm on my feet a lot. I ain't trying to look for one neither. But for 20 different people to say the same thing at the same time and nobody knew nothing in this world, I don't know, man. It's kind of suspect.
That's sus.
Money makes
good
go.
Facts. Good looking, brother.
Yo, appreciate talking to you guys.
Of course. Where the women at? I want some women in here that got a differentiation of opinion. Okay, now here y'all come. Let's go, Brittany. Let's go, Brittany Ellen. Let's see what Brittany got to say. Brittany, you in the room still? That's a good point, Sean. All these women, 25, 55, 56, all these different reports of how many, nobody said nothing online. There's nobody could go back and show the courts that, yo, when this happened, I said it happened. This is the day that I tweeted that Deshaun Watson pulled his joint out on me. Nobody said that. That's not even part of the thing. Brittany, yeah, I'm trying to let you in, but you're not. I don't know. What happened?
Brittany, where you at?
And then 3 more girls coming out now. That's what they're saying in the chat. 3 more girls is getting ready to come out.
On who? On Deshaun?
Yep. Brittany is unable to join. Ice Cream Lady, are you in the room? Ice Cream Lady.
Oh my God.
Beloved, if you came in the room, you sent a request. What?
Is this a real? How you doing?
Yo. All right, let me let you go. Because this definitely.
Can you hear me?
Nah, I don't know. We don't. I don't hear you. Nah, come on, bro.
Yo, Rich.
Raquel,
they be nervous when they come on. They be nervous.
Huh?
They be nervous when they come on.
Raquel Arnett. Raquel, what's up?
Hi, Rick. Hi,
I seen you chirping in the comments all day.
I was, and I had to go and be presentable a little bit to get on live. But what I want to say to the last guy is that gymnastic coach, I know you guys remember that, he was molesting those girls for years. And they kept on letting him, do examinations on these girls. And he finally now is in prison. But I mean, a lot of times they know. I feel like they know, but the women that accuse this NFL player. I really do feel that, do I think someone was lying or over exaggerating? Maybe. They probably did talk amongst themselves about what was going on. But a lot of times it's a job. If they actually had to do this and they brought these women in, you don't want to tattletale. You don't want to lose. You don't want to be like, oh, they're gonna think I'm lying. It's hard for us to come out and say anything. Sometimes it's hard when you live in a certain industry. You're in a
So you're
certain.
saying, so let me understand what you're saying. You're saying that these women probably did have an understanding, did know what was going on, but all chose to be quiet because they feared that their jobs were in jeopardy, or they weren't going to be, they were going to get blackballed from the masseuse world.
That does happen. It's
No,
happened.
yo, listen. I'm not disagreeing with you. Now, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Hmm. So I mean, that's how I feel about it. But I mean, I know it's hard for you guys to understand women in certain industries. Like me personally, the stuff that I do, I get a lot of looks and stuff because I'm in a very masculine industry, the things I be doing. So if I say something, they'll assume like, oh, she's just, just talking. She's not really telling the truth. Oh, she wants attention and different things. So I had to deal with that, just not the industry I've been in now. I also been in tech industry when it's predominantly men in tech industry. So it's very difficult to tell someone that, someone's bothering you, sexual harassment. I mean, I went all the way up to my manager one time and he didn't even really believe me. They just put me on another shift when I was being sexually harassed, put me on another shift and gave me a raise and said, oh, okay, here you go. They didn't care. So it's like, and it was another thing with Wells Fargo. I used to work for finance in Wells Fargo. I've worked in different industries. So it's like when you try to come out, it's like a lot of times you be so scared, like, are they gonna believe me? Are they gonna trust me? Unless you get a bunch of people together and you just get sick of being abused. So, but with these women, I really don't know the whole story, but I know from my personal experience, the things I had to deal with being in a certain industry with men. And a lot of times they think they have power over you because, listen, do you want to have your job? Because you don't do this, I will say that you did something, or you said something or did something to make me feel that I could do this with you. And that's another reason. So, I mean, it could be all these different scenarios. So I just want to give you my personal opinion, what happened to me in the past.
Okay. We can appreciate that. But my thing is this. If you were offered a settlement and you wanted these people to pay,
Okay.
are you taking that settlement?
Okay, so with that being said, it really depends on what it was. Like if they actually physically harm me, beat me up to almost life or death, or rape me, yes, I want you to go to jail for life. Now, if you exposed yourself or you want me to give you a happy ending or something, it depends on the situation. I might not. So, I mean, for me, I feel like physical harm, something that's you're touching me or something, is different. But unless he grabbed these women, grabbed their hands or their face and say, you need to do this right here, right now. Yeah, I would probably want you to go to prison because God knows how many women you've done this to. So I would love for you to go to prison. But if it's something that I say, okay, I'm gonna do it this time. Okay, he's back again. Oh, I gotta do this thing he likes. Let me go, whatever he wants. I don't want to lose my job. Let me just do it. Okay, let me get some money. Okay, let's just be honest. I mean, a lot of women are not being honest. I understand that because it's like I've been in situations with crazy things. So yeah, so definitely.
I appreciate that comment. That's all I've been trying to get at. This man cannot lose his life off of, give me some money. That's
Right.
all I've been saying.
Right.
This
Right.
man
Exactly.
cannot lose his life, his livelihood, and everything else off of, give me some money.
Right.
That ain't right, bro. That ain't right.
It's not right. It's not right. But
Okay.
a lot of women feel a certain type of way about it. So, I mean,
Okay.
everyone has their opinion on it.
All right, Raquel. Thank you, Mama.
Okay, thank you. Bye, Rich.
All right. That's what I'm saying, Sean. Come on. Okay, I got one. Melissa Ponce. And Brittany, I'm gonna get to you next. Melissa Ponce been in here for a second. Melissa Ponce, are you in there?
Hey, happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you. How are you?
I'm well. I'm at
Good.
work preparing for my vacay next week, and I saw you guys had came on and listening to this definitely. And I was agreeing with the young lady that was just on because, for one, you think about retaliation, and it automatically made me think about the time when you had a poll worker that had fessed up and said some things. Granted, this is a different topic, but just in the metaphor of retaliation. If they say something, they're probably thinking about their parents, and then what will the media or people say to the people that they love that's around them? So then you have one say something and they're probably like, oh, damn, I'm not alone. And then here comes these others. Why it hasn't happened from the beginning? Like I typed in earlier, ethics and integrity. What you do when nobody is watching, it's going to come out at some shape, form, or fashion. You say earlier talking about people lying, like, yeah, if they're lying, then it goes, somebody had to teach you. You're taught how to lie. If you're lying for whatever cause, that had to be taught to you. But my biggest thing is, you see things like this happen, and maybe they're in fear of, like I said, retaliation. What would that do with, and not saying that, I just look at it from a bigger standpoint, thinking about, again, families, loved ones, employers, because of how that social media world is now. Somebody comes out and says something, and then it's like, bam, here comes these hives of people, with that can tarnish someone, that can,
So you're saying
think
that.
about mental health.
So you're saying that in this case, social media could actually help somebody who's a deviant because these women are so scared that they're gonna get attacked if they come forward.
Not necessarily help. You think about victims. It's statistics that show. If I wasn't here at work, I will break it down to you for specific statistics. Statistics will show, how people don't want to come out for whatever, their reasons may be, but fear of retaliation is definitely one. You have people that commit suicide once things like that comes out because of, what's coming back on them. Not saying that is right, but we live in a world now where things get so publicized, in a negative platform.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's 50-50. You have things that can be of a benefit, and then we're on earthly ground. Then you have things that's going to shake you. So if a person is, and some people are not grounded enough mentally, because it's a mental race. Some people are not mentally there to where, no matter, I'm going to say something, no matter what the outcome may be. Some people are not strong enough to be on that mental race, and that's how those things, other consequences, what I'm saying, turn out. That's just, my opinion on that.
Got you. All right, I can respect it. All right, Mama. Thanks.
Happy Friday.
You too. Have a good vacation.
Thanks.
Yo, she be coming on Wednesday night. She look wild different at work.
The word.
Yeah, you don't remember her? She from Virginia. She always come on Wednesday nights.
Sure do. Yup.
Yeah, but she at first I ain't recognize her. She got her work gear on.
Oh my God, I'm so fucking happy. I am the biggest fucking fan. I've watched
Did you have
Love and
something to
Hip
say,
Hop.
Mama?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Did you have something to say about this topic?
No, I do. It's very serious. I'm just a really big fucking fan. I've been wanting to hop on this for a long time. I watched last week too and I couldn't get in. But I agree with what the other women were saying. Like, I watch a lot of crime shows, and the reason why a lot of people come out of the woodworks is because, obviously to hop on the train for fucking fame or whatever, what they can get out of it. But the reason why they have to get a bunch of people is because the original victim is either afraid to testify and they have to get more evidence. But no, a guy shouldn't lose his life over no evidence at all. I do agree on that.
Okay, Brittany Benson.
But that's really all I had to say. I just really wanted to see you because I've been watching Love and Hip Hop for 10 years.
Thank you, love.
No problem.
All right. Oh, shit. Prez, where did Prez go? This nigga Prez said, fuck it, I'm out. Sean, re-request. Yo, this is crazy. Sean was like, yo, I'm out. Anyway, like, yo, this is the deal. Where's Prez at? So anyway, this is the deal. It's real simple. I get what y'all are saying, and I understand what y'all are saying. Hold on, everybody coming in now. Where's Sean? Sean, come back. So now we have people wanting to come in. I want somebody with some fortitude to come in. You have a difference of opinion. All right, let's go. Get your life. Get on your life.
What up, Richie?
What's up?
It's Vaughn. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
I'm coming in late to the conversation, but I know you guys are talking about the young man. I would say, I honestly, God, Rich, it's so crazy, man. Woo! When these women come out the woodworks, this is what I would say. I'm gonna say if they don't have any evidence or anything to substantiate, you know, going after this man and trying to, like you said, take his career, his livelihood away, that is not okay. Now, on the flip side of it, you know, you don't want to dismiss potential victims, but I do feel like it's just, it can get real shaky, Rich, because, you know, what if some women are telling the truth and some could be lying? So the part of it that makes it sticky is that this guy probably didn't do anything to these women in terms of, for example, I got a homeboys that's in the pros, NFL, NBA. We have a lot of women, I'm not saying all, but I know groupies, they go into a situation with the intentions. It's professional groupies. I'm in LA, Rich. I see it all the time. It's professional groupies that this is what they do. They latch themselves on the pro athletes. They're hoping to either, you know, get a bag by getting pregnant or whatever have you. So I would say the athletes have to start protecting themselves a little bit more, because when you get into situations where you're dealing with different women, we all grown. Let's be real. These are athletes. They got a lot of women throwing themselves at them. They have access to women that the normal average guy would not have. Let's just be real. So I would say they kind of get into a situation because of the high profile, because they are an athlete. So I feel like NDAs need to be signed. It needs to be different measures that are being taken to avoid situations like this. But to answer your question, I don't feel like you can't convict nobody off no evidence. You gotta build a case. You gotta substantiate stuff. I don't like the fact that they get all of these. You get one, then you want to go get, and then all the other women come out. And a part of it, and I'm gonna be humane too, because I'm a woman and I have friends that have been raped or taken advantage of. But it's too far. You got women that lie. That makes it bad for the woman that's telling the truth. So with that said, we don't know who's lying or who's not telling the truth. So get the evidence, build a case.
Facts.
We can't just keep, you know what I'm saying though, Rich? We can't just keep going off. We can't just keep going off with the, oh, he raped me. That's just not enough. It's not enough.
And you know what's the sad part is, it's sad that that's not enough. It's sad that we live in civilization where that is now not enough. And you just made my point. That's all I've been saying the whole conversation, is that
There used to be a time, like we can all the way go back to Emmett Till.
Right.
We can go back to Emmett Till. This white woman, and the reason I bring him up is not comparing Deshaun Watson to Emmett Till. I'm just saying, people have been lying for years. This white woman lied on this little 14-year-old boy and got him beat to death and dragged around the city on the back of a fucking truck over a lie. So
then go
not
look for
act like
evidence.
lies don't happen. They do happen. Now, is Deshaun Watson 100% guilty of putting himself in compromising positions? Absolutely. Is he 100% guilty of maybe pulling his dick out? Could. Maybe. But I can't tell you 100% unequivocally that he did that. I can't.
Right.
I can't.
But I mean, Rich, that's like me. I'll be real with you. That's like me going back to high school. I remember, I ain't gonna tell my homeboy name because it's, whatever. I forgave you. But he was a basketball player. We was in high school. He asked for a ride home. Look, I gave him a ride home. Now, this is one of the homies. Not somebody I'm dating or doing anything with, but because he felt like he was an athlete, he could pull his dick out, Rich, in my vehicle and try to essentially force himself on me. And what I did is, I'm a different kind of female. I said, bro, you already know this could go one or two ways. I have my little knife. Let's not do this. You already know not to play with me. We grew up together. I'm not that girl. You're not gonna pull your dick out and force yourself on me. But let this be a lesson. I'm gonna drop you off, and we gonna act like this never happened. Don't you ever do that shit no more, though. Don't you ever see it? I'll give you another example. This is gonna blow your mind. Again, I'm not gonna name names, but I've had situations where I could have went after people, Rich, but everybody handles things differently. I was a basketball player, former athlete. I didn't go to the collegiate, the D1 route, the traditional way, but I had connections. Graduated high school, went to a JUCO. A friend of mine dated a DJ, big DJ in Detroit. This DJ had connections to the Detroit Piston franchise. At that time, they had Detroit Shot. They no longer exist. But at this time, they were looking to try out new females or whatever. They would let you walk on whatever. So she set me up with the dude that was actually a scout for the Pistons. Set it up. Kid you not, Rich. Dude, super legit. But this is how he probably was getting other women. I probably was only one of few. He took me to the gym. It looks legitimate, right? I meet him at the Piston gym. Open tryouts. We in the private gym. I'm in the locker room. He going through all the drills. It looks legit. I'm like, damn, okay, he legit. He a scout. I'm in the room. I'm practicing. So we do 2 days of that. Then one day he hit me up and was like, yo, I feel like you got potential. I want to meet with you. Have another meeting at my hotel. Now, it's not abnormal to meet somebody at their hotel.
No,
before every woman get in here talking crazy. I live in Hollywood. I've had meetings at hotels out here that's full-on suites. It's not abnormal. You just got to be smart. You can't be a dummy. So I'm already feeling comfortable and safe, which is probably what he wanted. So after a couple days of trying out, warming up, I'm like, okay, cool. Whatever. I don't feel no harm in going to go meet the man. He seems legitimate. Meet him at the hotel, Rich. I'm sitting down. It's a suite, so I'm sitting down in a chair. Dude is walking around. He's on the, sitting on the bed. We talk about basketball. Next thing I know, he come over to where I'm at. All I knew is that hand went on my thigh, Rich. It was two choices, Rich. Immediately, this is the 17, 18-year-old. I'm 39 now. Immediately, I already knew what it was. I said, Vaughn, you're either going to be with the shits because we know where this could go, or get your ass up out of here. You know what I did? I said, you know what? I got to go do something for my mom. I got to go, but I'll hit you up. And he said he'll call me. Rich, it's 2022. You think I ever heard from that man again? So
absolutely not.
You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely not.
I'm just I'm tired of humans and everybody thinking like that. Stop being goofy, especially the ladies. I'm not condoning people being done inappropriately. I'm not condoning rape. I'm not condoning women getting you know, harassed or any of that. But we as women, we got to stop putting ourselves in situations that we don't want to be in. Let's stop going to hotel rooms at 2, 3, 4 in the morning with the athletes, with the rappers, with the you know, I mean, you're not in that group. But let's be real, even with the reality stars, what do y'all think is going to happen at 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning? Like, come on. Like, ladies, let's be smart. If you ain't with the shits, don't go to these cats' rooms. Don't go to their rooms. Don't do none of that. If you ain't with the shits, these is grown-ass men that has access to all kind of women. So in their mind, they come on. They thinking like, oh, she with it. She finna come back to the room with me. And it's the unspoken rule. I hate to throw that in there. We just talked about that.
Correct.
You cannot put yourselves in compromising situations. That goes for men and women. I feel like the pro athletes, they got to be extra cautious because, bro, you in the spotlight. You a pro athlete. Now, I hope Deshaun didn't do that. He might, like you said, he might be guilty of some stuff, but being guilty of pulling your dick out is one thing, and then being guilty of harassment and rape and violating, that's a whole nother thing.
Facts. Facts. I appreciate that because you just basically, I'm glad a woman said what you just said because I've been wanting to say it and couldn't. And I'm glad.
And again, I see Moniece here. She let me have it, and it's like
my
thing is, Mo gonna go there. But again, I'm not saying anything is right. All I'm saying is be smart. Don't go to no rapper, no athlete room if you ain't with the shits. That's all I'm saying.
Facts. That's facts.
And that's just my perspective, Moniece. I've damn near been raped and violated. You know what I'm saying? But I handled it in my way. So by no way am I saying it's okay for women to not come forward or to feel violated. But we also got to take accountability and stop putting ourselves in compromising positions. And I know you probably want to let somebody else in here, Rich.
All right,
want
Mama.
to hop in. But real quick, though, please check your DM on the business tip. I got some business.
We'll do.
Okay.
All right, baby.
All right, bye.
So, yeah. So, Moniece, you in the chat. You up here talking up a storm. Come on in. If you don't agree. If you don't agree with what she's saying, come on in. We can have this conversation. We can have it online. We can have it offline. We can have it on any kind of line. So if you sitting here and you commenting, you know what I'm saying? If this is such a situation, she spoke facts. At the end of the day, I'm not gonna say that kind of stuff because it's not for me to say. It's not for me to say because, and I don't know where Sean went. Sean was in the conversation and he left and ain't come back. Prez, where you at, bro? Anyway, Moniece, if you want to say something, jump on in, please. I welcome the conversation because nobody here is saying Deshaun Watson is innocent. All I'm saying is that in Moniece going to law school, you should know facts matter. They do matter. If you can't come in here, there she is. Let's go. What Moniece said. What's up, Momo?
I didn't know you guys were talking about Deshaun Watson.
Yes.
I agree with the Deshaun Watson thing. I agree with what she said. I haven't fully studied his case. I've actually been studying other cases because I want to be a litigator. But so I study more of like trial.
Okay, but do you know Deshaun Watson?
I'm aware of who he is. I'm aware of what some of the allegations are, and I 100% agree. I agree that my phone's gonna die, but I agree with one thing she said: pulling your genitalia out as a man is different than committing sexual assault, rape, sexual harassment, and there are very fine lines from a legal perspective of what that means. And I do feel that he is in some ways being targeted. As a woman, I do feel that. I feel that the Me Too movement almost started a snowball effect of we don't have to have the facts. We just have to take a woman's word at face value. So women are no longer going to get rape kits. I do understand the mentality of a victim. I talk about my assault in my book that no one knew about, but I did have a rape kit. And then I panicked and did not want to go to court. I did not want to ever see this person again. I've become a complete hermit. It's not even healthy. So I understand that. And then secondly, I do feel that for the Black man in America in general, they are guilty until proven innocent and not innocent until proven guilty. So the rings of fire and the hoops of fire that a Black man, known or unknown, the unknown actually have it a little bit worse because they don't have the money, they don't have the access, and they have, in most cases, history of criminal records, violent criminal records. And so it's automatically throw the book at him. He did it. Whatever they said he did it, that nigga did it because he jacked the car and pistol whipped Granny back in 1987, you know? And so then that turned in, that little petty theft turned into, you know, then he robbed the liquor store, right? Then it was, okay, but then he shot the clerk. So whatever she said he did it. And the system, I was one of these people who did not believe in, oh, the system is, you know, they just want to incarcerate people of color because they're getting a check. Being in law school and studying. Sorry, my son is calling me. He's probably stalking the slide. Being in law school and studying law, like, wow, the prison system is, wow. It blew my mind because I was always like, just don't commit the crime then, dummy. And you don't go to jail. Right. You don't become a ward of the system or state. Like, no, that's a real thing. But
how do you feel
again,
about these Black women? How do you feel about these Black women that are like NFL
hold on, let me go
pundits
grab my charger.
All right. Because I've been watching the NFL shows all day, and these women have been essentially destroying Deshaun Watson all day. These are Black women. These are women that understand the plight of the Black man, or that should understand the plight of the Black man as much as anybody else. Like I said before, I'm not.
Okay, how do I feel about Black women and what?
That's how do you feel about Black men? Hold on, I just let Sean back in. Where's Sean at? Prez. Oh, would you have to get a snack or something?
You said what?
Would you have to go get a snack or something?
Yo, it cut me off.
Oh shit! I've been waiting for you to
I
come
thought
back.
it ended.
Who's static?
Moniece, how do you feel about the Black women that have been destroying Deshaun all day long?
I really haven't been paying attention, so I don't know about that. Are you talking about the women, the accusers?
No, the actual sports pundits that been on TV and been talking all day about.
Oh, you know me, Richard. You know I don't watch any sports related channels, so I'm in the dark. But what I will say is I'm probably one of the more objective African American women, meaning I don't root everything in race. So whether it's a Black woman, Black man, white, Middle Eastern, Latin, I don't care who the sports commentator is, but at the same time, I don't care what color any commentator is. Are they discussing the facts of the case, or are we now moving into
emotion,
chopping down character? And are we speaking from a space of morality and emotion and not merit? Because if we're speaking from a space of emotion and morality instead of merit, then we're automatically not talking about facts. We're talking about feelings. And feelings, as I jokingly throw it around as I'm learning in therapy and whatever else, feelings are not always facts. So because I feel, Richard, that let's say you text me and you texted in all caps, right? You could have just forgotten to turn off the cap from texting me, LOL, right? But then you say, I don't want to do that, and it comes through in all caps. I'm like, whoa, now you know me. I'm probably going to reply with something snide, a snide remark or whatever, right? But the tone and the intention was lost, and I felt attacked when the facts were, you just forgot to turn the caps button off, right? So now I've reacted, I've spoken, and now things are in a place that they didn't even have to, things have gone somewhere that they didn't have to go because I reacted based on what I thought, based on what I felt, not based on a fact. So if they're on television, I don't care what gender, what color, if we can't, and see, this is my problem with the media. And this is actually what is really fueling me to move through law school, changing these laws. You should not be able to get out here and just blah, spew what you feel. You should not be able to get out here and judge and condemn. Now, you can have your thoughts and your feelings on what has happened, what's taking place, but don't just get out here and chop the man down. Now, if you're a woman and you are triggered, understandably so. But I still can't just get out here and say, oh, because I've been a victim, fuck him, he did it.
Right.
I don't care. Fuck his kids, fuck his mama. And that's now where I do apply race. That's the one thing Black people do that I don't really see other races do. When white people were mad at Trump and Chelsea Handler went to speak out and Kristen Wiig went to speak out and Gary Owens was speaking out and this one was speaking out, they attacked a behavior. They attacked a statement. They attacked a policy. They attacked, how he was or was not handling people of color. They didn't just start attacking his marriage. They didn't start attacking him as a father, unless Eric Trump or the junior spoke out. Okay, but then they went to that person.
Correct.
They didn't just, but we will see Deshaun Watson be accused, right? And I'm not calling the accusers liars. But we will watch that and then do just what you said. The commentators get on TV and they just chop the man down, and it's whatever it is that they're saying, and it's emotional and it's not factual. And so then it's, his mother should be ashamed. And this is what we see in men that don't have fathers, and then at a young age, access to all this money, and predominantly in African-American male athletes and movie stars and rap stars. Then it's like, okay, sir, are you going to talk about the allegations and the facts of the case? Or are we going to talk about, you're just mad that I'm making more money than you, and a bunch of women have come forward and said X, Y, and Z, and you feel I'm not deserving, so it's really fuck everything about me.
That's facts. That's facts. Momo D, speaking of facts.
You got to speak facts. Hi, Sean.
What up, Mo?
I'm going on a date, you guys.
Oh my God.
You going on a date tonight?
Rich had to coach me through how to be nice.
That's when I knew. That's when I knew that we had arrived, Sean. When Mo called me yesterday and was like, yo, I gotta say something. And I was like, what you about to say? She was like, yo, I need advice. And I said, what's up? And she said it was dating advice. It was dating advice.
Don't be mean. Then don't be mean.
That's what I said to myself. I said, yo, Sean, we've arrived. We've arrived in the dating world of advice giving. When the Momo D come to the forefront talking about, I just need you to break this down for me. Then I said, okay, we in the game. We in the game.
Break it down for me. Tell me if I'm wrong. Am I tripping? because Rich knows me in the friend space and the dating space. And in the friend space, my capacity is way different than like, and I have to take accountability. What did I say, Rich? I said, I owe you an apology, because now I can look back and see.
Oh,
Yeah, now I can look back and see I was a bully for sure. I'm very dominant. I'm a dominant personality. So trying to bully, like, I don't really give men, because my trust is low, I don't give men the chance to be a man.
Correct.
I never gave Rich, I don't think I've given any man I've ever dated the chance to just be a man. Like, I never gave a man a chance to set up a date. So when that happened, I was shocked, like, men do this? So I do apologize to Rich for bullying him. I was a bully.
You
It's
come on Wednesday night. Tell us about this date.
Yo, yeah, Wednesday, 7:30. We need to hear about Moniece's date.
Oh,
It's about this date.
Wednesday, you know what?
Part 2?
Wednesday, 7:30 Eastern.
Eastern.
What's that, 6:30 Central?
Nigga.
Yeah.
Central. Yeah. Oh yeah, 6:30. 6:30 in Houston.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, and I land at 1:48, so I'll be settled by then. For sure, I gotta tell.
So let us know. Let us know how this date goes. So everybody come back on Tuesday, Wednesday night, 7:30. We're gonna get Moniece's. We're gonna get the.
Yeah. All right. Well, I gotta.
Hold on. How you meet homeboy? How you meet homeboy to start off with?
All right. So just the basics. I'm not gonna give away too much.
Exactly.
My son has a very mature palate. And requested a particular restaurant, and so I called to place the order online. Rich, you've been to my house, so you know how far it is from the city, right? Okay. So I called up to order the food online and just go down and pick it up. They don't take phone orders now after COVID. So I'm like, that's dumb. Okay, whatever. So I tell my son, I'm like, can we pick something else? He doesn't want to pick anything else. So I'm like, all right. So I get in the car. I drive all the way down to the restaurant. I'm at the bar placing the order, because you have to place the order at the bar. And I'm sitting and I'm waiting. And he just starts talking to me. But the first thing he said was he loved my eyes. And he loved my bone structure. And I was like, and so important to note, older and Caucasian.
You said older and what?
Caucasian.
Huh. Word?
Look at Rich.
I cannot, because I know right now.
We had this conversation yesterday, so.
What'd you say, Sean?
Okay. I said I could go on for an hour right now, but I'm gonna let the date play out, and then we gonna bring you back. I can't wait for Wednesday.
I'm gonna have to hold it until Wednesday, but yeah.
You know, I'm a
question. You can call me and tell me tonight.
Yeah, because I told Rich, I said, you gotta be my escape. You know how like normally people have their homegirls like on standby? I told Rich, I said, look, you gotta be my escape. If I send you the alarm emoji, you gotta FaceTime me and go off on me and tell me your homeboy see me out with some other nigga, like call me every kind of bitch in the book, scare the nigga.
Yo, Wednesday night, yo, Mama, get ready for your date. I want to pick. As a matter of fact, I need to approve outfits and shit. So before you leave the house, send me pictures of what you got on.
All right, I laid out 3 different outfits, so when I try them on, I'll send them to you.
Yo, this is like this.
Oh, you going in like that? You got 3 different outfits laid out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you taking this all the way serious?
I haven't been on a date in over. Oh my God. So I was out of my relationship September 2021. We're now in August 22, approaching September. So it's been a year, almost a year.
Are you serious?
Yes. Bad. I've been in the house hiding hermiting, avoiding. I was off social media for what, almost 5 months.
Okay.
So
I can't
it's
wait for
to the point
Wednesday.
where my therapist and my psychiatrist are like, just for yourself, you need to start like leaving the house. So I started working outdoors. But that was about it, because I just became completely reclusive between grief and just a bunch of other stuff. I just didn't. So here I am, 150 pounds, 5'2", and just like, so now I can't fit anything. And the things that the way I used to like things, the way they looked on me, the way they hung on me, it's not the same anymore. So I got the Spanx out. I gotta be there. I gotta be there at 8 o'clock for dinner, right? But I got the Spanx out, and I got 3 different outfits, because I'm like, this one might not drape the way I wanted to. The Spanx might not suck it all in the way I need them to. My thighs might be, and what if, because I love the color white, my Spanx are nude. I'm like, are you gonna be able to see them under that? Like, I've gained weight even in my boobs. I'm about to have my implants removed. Now I'm like, I don't want to look slutty.
No comment.
Oh.
We're going to talk about it.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
bye.
good night, girl.
Momo
See ya.
D.
Good luck.
I'll send you pictures. Thank you, Sean. I'll send you pictures and I'll update you for sure.
You know what the next thing I'm finna say is?
What?
That nigga better not come close to the box.
Boy, bye. He's not.
That go without being. Hold on. I ain't even think that even had to be brought up.
No, I'm not saying
It
gonna
doesn't.
get the box. She ain't gonna give him the box. I don't even want him to feel like there's a chance at seeing the box for the first 2 months.
Oh, you know what? And that's the other thing. This was months ago that we met and exchanged numbers. So we've literally, and I think, before I go, I'm gonna say this. I think this is how dating is actually supposed to be. I was tripping in my younger years and days. Like, getting to know a person, asking them questions, going on a date in in a public place. I didn't think ever that there was anything wrong with me being such a hermit. I never thought like a nigga telling me like, oh, let me cook for you, I'll come over, or whatever. Like, that was never a big deal to me. I don't have to fuck you. Right? But now I'm just like, okay, I actually feel okay with going on, because it's been months, like, that he's just, how are you? How is your son? You know, let me know when you're free. Our schedules didn't match up. I didn't care anymore, but he kept on and kept on and kept on. And I was like, so he sent me a text about he asked if I was affectionate. And so this is what made me text Rich. This is what made me hit Rich, because I almost was like, ew, you old creep. Like, that was about to be my response. But I was like, you know what? He actually didn't do anything wrong. All he did was ask if I was affectionate. He wasn't like, yeah, can I see your titties? Like, he wasn't talking about the box. And here goes Rich. Yeah, but in his own European way, it's coming.
He was trying to set her up, yo. Yo, Prez, he was setting her up. Anyway.
All right, let me get ready, and I'll update y'all.
Hit me up.
Bye.
Later, Mo.
Bye, Sean.
Bye. Good for Mo.
Moniece is going on a date. We have
Good for her.
Sean, we have succeeded in our space.
Yes, we have.
People who listen to us, and we are single-handedly putting the dating world back in place.
Yo, but how big is that? Like y'all done went from being together to having it out publicly to being friends to now Mo is calling Richie D for dating advice. The boys club is real. We about to start becoming the love therapists or something. But nah, shout to Mo. Like, first off, congratulations. I mean, it's been a year. Good Lord. Get back out there, girl. But I'm going to tell you, I mean, I could talk so much about this, Rich, because she doing exactly what we say. Yo, it's okay to sit on the bench until you're ready. We could go on for days and days, but good luck. I'm looking forward to Wednesday because I want to hear all about it. I got questions.
Facts. Mo is going out with her European boyfriend. We'll take one more question before we bounce. Emily Jones. Emily Jones, is she in the room still? No. All right. We'll go with Henry Archer. Henry been in here all night. I'm gonna let Henry in and see what he talking about. Henry Archer. Henry, you already got a strike on you, brother. All right.
Oh, my bad, my bad. My camera was reversed. What's up? What's up?
What's good, brother?
Hey man, love is love. So that's why you still still able to give Monique you able to give her some advice. So yeah, that's what it is. I will say something though. I might be the only controversial person here, but what if, right? What if, let's take into consideration that this NFL player is actually trying to do the right thing. He's telling his lawyers exactly what's up. He's saying that, hey, man, listen, I know I did these things. Let me just take my punishment and move on. Because he's not here to tell you that. And he would never tell you that, right? But what if that's actually what he's trying to do? Take accountability for his actions by settling with these women and paying them off. Because if he really didn't do it, he'll say, you ain't got no proof. Take me to court, and I know you're gonna lose the case because you got no proof.
But he's stood on TV and said he's innocent. He said that's why everybody's so mad. Everybody's so mad because he made the comments yesterday after practice and was like, yo, they were like, well, do you feel bad for the women that you hurt? And he said, I didn't hurt any women. I'm apologizing for all women that were triggered or felt a way about this, but I'm not apologizing to any woman that was in that 24 because I didn't do anything wrong. He said that.
Now, him not doing anything wrong could just mean that he never touched them. Just exposing himself, he don't think he's doing anything wrong. He's just exposing himself. So that could be a wordplay that his publicist or whatever told him to say if you ask that question. It's wordplay.
Henry,
I'll tell you,
Henry,
you know what I mean? No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It could be wordplay that he's saying he didn't do nothing wrong with them, and he apologized for them being triggered by him exposing himself or whatever the case is. But at the end of the day, like you said, he wants the $230 million bag or whatever it is, right? He wants that contract. So he's like, all right, let me go ahead and pay these women off anyway, because in 3 to 6 months, in all reality, all of this is going to be forgotten. Yeah, they're going to bring it up. But in 3 to 6 months, everybody done forgot about this. He would have made his money and he would be going on with his life. So maybe he's trying to, take accountability. Like, yo, just pay them off. I'll do the time. And that's it.
I somewhat
Maybe.
agree with
That's
you.
it.
I somewhat agree with you in that in 3 months, this will be it won't be what it is today.
Right.
They're not letting this go away. And I hate to use this example. Because I want this to go away. But Breezy's never going to get over that fatal night in that car.
True.
Every time anything happens, and I just watched him the other day talking about the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Does he deserve a star? Yeah, he does.
Jay-Z too in the elevator situation. He ain't do nothing, but it's still there.
It's still going to be there. So the point I'm making is, does he want to get on with his? I agree with you on that aspect that he does want to get on with his life. He does want to get on the football field. He does want to start making them checks. He does want to, and what he did right now, yesterday, was set himself up for the rest of his life. Now I can move on. That's not to say, Henry, let's keep it a buck. The white folks not letting that man forget about that.
They not.
that shit is going to be there forever. We will be having a conversation when that man is talking about the NFL and does he deserve to go to the Hall of Fame. We will be having a conversation about we don't want to let him in because he is a sexual deviant, and we don't want sexual deviants in the Hall of Fame.
What's your name, brother? What's your name?
Henry.
Henry, where you coming in from?
New Jersey.
Okay. You got a good perspective, number one. But here's what I want to say. Whether he is innocent, and to Rich's point, I got to pay the $5 million to the NFL in fines, and I also have to pay whatever I paid to the 24 women. And if I gotta trade that in to get 230 million and get on with my life, I'll take it. So that's one scenario. There's another scenario which you're saying, yo, you know what? This is my way of taking accountability. I know what I did was wrong. I understand what I did was wrong. So I'll pay this. I'm not going to admit guilt in any way, but it's my way of making amends because I know I was out of line. And I still get to go on with my life. So that's another way to look at it. But I truly believe no matter how he came to his decision, it always comes down to money. And what I mean by that is guilt, innocence, whether he is right in the court of public opinion, or whether for all time he's going to be Chris Brown. He can make 50 million hit records, and they're still going to remember that night with him in the car. And if he says, I didn't do it and I'm taking this to court, the lawyers get the money. So for him, I might as well cut my losses today, because no matter how this thing, you see, there are very few Johnny Depps in this world who are willing to say, I have the money and I'm willing to lose it because my name and my reputation means that much to me. So Johnny Depp won that case, but let's not get it twisted. That $10 million he won, I guarantee you, he got a $5 million bill from that law firm. With all of the research and the digging and the private investigators and the this and the that, whether Amber Heard got the money, the state of Virginia got the money, the lawyers get it, he was willing to go to the max. There are very few people that are willing to say, I didn't do it, and even if I have to lose, I got to blow my fortune, my name and my reputation is worth it. And I think that a lot of people look at this, I got to measure my losses here. I can lose 5 million or I can lose the 230 million. Which one would I rather lose? But go ahead.
So I'm pretty sure, right, with the Johnny Depp case and his case, the lawyers and the managers and the whole team ran the numbers. So if it makes sense that he's going to get 10 million and have to pay 5, he's still getting 5. So in the NFL player's case, he's still going to get a bigger bag. So no man is going to say, I'm going to put my whole reputation and all my money on the line just to prove a case. No, they're not.
You're wrong. Let's
be real.
You Henry.
Mm-hmm.
I just did an interview with Tavis Smiley. And I add, Tavis Smiley is someone who was accused, same allegations. He lost his job. He lost his livelihood. He has now just bounced back. He started the first Black-owned talk show radio station in Los Angeles, KBLA, look it up. And I asked him specifically, why did you choose to fight this thing? Why? When most men get advice from their lawyers, the counsel, PR agencies, their publicists, their family members, pay it off, get quiet, it'll blow over. What you just said. And Tavis told me out of his own mouth, it's because of my name. Nothing is more important. I spent 30 plus years building my reputation. If I got to go broke to fight these allegations, for me, it is worth it. So when you say no man is going to do that, that is not an accurate statement. And I just brought two examples, Johnny Depp and Tavis.
I would disagree because
This
I
factual.
work
What are you
hard. I
disagreeing
work.
about?
No. That's no. What that man said, what you said, y'all had that conversation and everything. Okay, I understand. However, I'm me, right? If I work hard to build my name, I don't care what nobody says, right? I don't. Excuse my French, but I don't give a f about your opinion. I really don't. What you think, what you say about me, I really don't care. And it's not because I'm not a celebrity or whatever the case may be. That's why I'm saying that, right? Because my name is not being dragged through the mud or whatever. Yeah, people's names get dragged through the mud with family and whatever in small situations, smaller situations, right? I really don't care. So as a man, you have to sometimes say, yo, okay, shit happens, right? If I gotta pay this and move on with my life, move on. The point is to move on, get better, do better, and show people that you're better than what whoever is saying or whatever they're saying about you. You just have to, as a man, you have to, okay, you saying this about me. Now I got to go over here and show people or do what's necessary to prove you wrong about what it is that you're saying. Isn't that what a man is supposed to do? So if they telling him to, just paid him off, right? I would have paid him off. I mean, he's a different man. Maybe his name meant something. Maybe whatever it is. But I'm just saying the average man would not do that. And I really
Brother
don't
Henry,
care about anybody's opinion. I just don't.
Brother Henry, if you don't mind, what do you do for a living? If you don't mind me asking.
I work for JP Morgan Chase.
Okay. You work for JP Morgan Chase. You're not a public figure. Neither am I. Richie Dollaz is. It is very easy for Sean Prez, Henry, who works for JP Morgan Chase, to say, screw that. I don't care what nobody thinks. But, and I'm not challenging you. I just want you to think about it. That's it. Because I sit where you sit, believe it or not. But I have the luxury of sitting where you sit because don't nobody know me or care about me. I am a civilian. Johnny Depp built the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. Captain Jack Sparrow and the Pirates of the Caribbean, they're synonymous, and they fired him. Tavis Smiley was on PBS, public broadcasting station. Allegations, they fired him. Matt Lauer was synonymous with the Today Show. Allegations, and they fired him. So whereas Sean Prez and Brother Henry, we do have the luxury of saying, I don't care what nobody says. It's my name, I could go on and I'm good. They don't have that luxury because they are in the public eye. Their name and their reputation means income. It means another network hiring them. It means Disney re-upping on Johnny Depp's contract and saying, you're coming back for Pirates of the Caribbean 6. He doesn't have that luxury. And that's all I'm saying. And truth be told, when I asked Tavis Smiley that question, I was very proud of him because there are many men who are innocent and they take the high road like you and like me, and they go away and they're never heard of again, i.e. Matt Lauer. He can't get another job. He cannot. He's done. After 25, 30, 40 years of service, being in the public eye. But for somebody of their stature to risk it all for their name, I gotta give them credit on that. And no disrespect to what you're saying, I just want you to understand, me and you, we're not them. We're not. We didn't build our finances in the way we feed our family on public opinion. They did, and it's worth fighting for. It really is.
Okay, but he knew how it was gonna end though, right? Didn't he?
Who's he? Who's he?
You said Matt Lowry?
Yeah,
Is
from the
that his
Today
name?
Show.
Right. So he knew how it was gonna end. He knew there was a chance that he would lose the case. Did he lose the case?
He settled. He lost. They were paying him $25 million a year. He lost his job. He settled with the woman, and he's rode off into the sunset.
Oh, so he
No,
did settle.
so that's the only thing I'm saying, and it's Matt Lauer. Just as an
Oh,
FYI.
Matt Lauer. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm bad with names. I just got off work and everything.
Yeah,
But
I'm just saying. I probably, if it's Sean, I'm gonna fight. I'm with them because I stand on principle. I do. Whether I am in the public eye or not, I'm gonna fight it. But any lawyer, I don't even care if you go through a divorce, my brother. Anybody on this live who's ever been through a divorce, a lawyer will tell you, just pay this thing off, pay her. Get on with your life. It takes a big man, it takes a big person to say it's not worth the money. And it goes to Richie's point earlier, just to bring this conversation full circle. So many of these women are distraught, and they're coming on TV and they're crying, and they are hanging this man up on a crucifix and saying, "You ruined my life," and my heart goes out to them. And if that is the case, why take the money? Put him under the jail. Why take the money? Why take the payout? If he destroyed your life the way that you say he did, then the conversation that you and I are having, just twist it around. If you so strongly believe that he ruined your life, then there's no amount of money you should take to go off into the sunset, because if you do, it looks like you were never telling the truth from the start. This was always a money grab. It was never about justice. So just something, these conversations, they're difficult conversations because nobody, I don't want to throw shade in any of the women, and I don't want to call any of these men guilty, because none of us on this conversation were there. But there are several sides to each story. And I think if we don't know anything else, we know people will lie, and people, when they see opportunity, they will go after it. It's as simple as that.
Prez, I got a question for you. Henry, the same question. When people sue, what is the number one rebuttal? I'm going to sue for 30 and probably get 10 or 15. That is the number one thing that everybody says. Nobody sues for 5 and expects to get 5. Nobody goes public to do things like this and just off the sheer virtue of the fact that I'm going to do this. Your lawyer advised you, everybody advised you, they told you that if we go, and this is how you recruit. This is how the lawyers recruit. Yo, I got a case right now. You want in on this? Mesothelioma. If you ever use talcum powder, if you lived in New York City in the years of after 9/11, this is what you do. Dial this 1-800 number. Once the Deshaun shit went public, dial this 1-800 number. Deshaun Watson giving money away. If you've ever had a massage by Deshaun Watson, dial this 1-800 number, which is why 2 grand juries neglected to indict. And the first woman said that the women have come forward and said A, B, C, and D. But here goes this 6 games. Not a career, not 11, not 11 plus 5 million, none of that. The reality is all them women ain't lying. There is smoke, there is fire. I will say that until the end of this conversation. But what I will say is that there is absolutely, nobody can unequivocally state that he pulled his dick out on 3 girls and 21 said, I need the bag. Or he pulled his dick out on 23 girls and 1 said, I need a bag. We don't know. We don't know. So to sit on ESPN all day and talk about how this man is the worst piece of shit in the whole wide world, and the NFL this and the NFL that, that's not right. You have to go by the facts when you're talking about somebody's life and their livelihood. Context matters, bro. Context matters.
That's true. Okay, so
Hold
did any of,
on,
oh, I'm
hold
sorry.
on. You're Rich. I gotta bounce, my brother. I hit you offline. Henry, it's been a pleasure. I'll keep listening because I want to hear your perspective. But peace, y'all. I'll see y'all later. Rich, I gotta jump.
All right.
We'll be on here for
See
3
ya.
hours.
Oh,
Are
wow.
you kidding me?
Yeah, I got one more question and that's it.
Shoot, Henry.
All right.
Last question. All right, Sean.
So my question is, some of these things happened on the NFL, like I don't know, like the center, right? Like where they go to train or whatever. Okay. Is it possible that any of the other players or somebody saw something whereby they said, hey, yo, listen, if you take this thing to trial and she calls me up as a witness, I'm going to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? It could be possible, correct?
It could be possible.
So in that situation, his lawyers would say, all right, let's shoot for 6. They're going to ask for 17 and we're going to land on 11.
No, that's not what happened, Henry. They went to court asking for 0. The woman who's the arbitrator said, I'm giving you 6. The NFL then said, we don't want them to have 6. We want them to have the whole season. They got another man to come in and do another arbitrational hearing, and he said, meet in the middle, 11 plus 5 mil.
They must know something. We gotta see the whole facts of the case, but they must know something, or there must be like a material witness that could really. Oh, it's yeah.
Knows something. So for that judge to give him 6 games, she knows something. For that jury to not indict, they know something. We don't know anything.
And that's true.
And you can't kill a man if we don't know anything, because in that perspective, you're acting off emotion. And we can't act off emotion when it comes to somebody's life.
Right. Right. So the ESPN and all that, they wrong for dragging him. They should get the facts of the case and then go on there. But like, as you know, that's never going to happen. The world is what it is. People like to talk about people, so that's what it is. But anyways, Rich, it's good talking to you, brother.
Henry, a pleasure, bro.
That is love. You
all
too.
Right, y'all. So, this concludes it. Sean dipped out. Me and my man Henry, 7:30. Next week, we will be doing the regular boys club, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll be back in the game. So, listen, everybody, y'all have a good weekend. It was a good conversation. I appreciate y'all checking in. But I've been on here way too long. It's Friday night. I need a drink.